Hello students, I am Dr. Amit Bhatnagar, working as Senior Research Officer in the Department of Agronomy at GB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, Uttarakhand. In this lecture, topic is contingency crop planning. It is important aspect of rain-fed agriculture. In rain-fed agriculture, our dependence is on rainfall. So the aberrant weather conditions are very common in rain-fed situation. So we have to make a plan to make the successful crop production. So this plan is a contingency crop plan. But what is the actual concept and what is the need of this contingency crop planning, we will discuss here. So what is the concept and idea behind the contingency crop planning? So first understand what is the contingency. Actually contingency is a future event or circumstance which is possible but not sure. It is possible in the future, and but it is not cannot be predicted with certainty. Cannot be predicted with certainty. So it means, so there is an event, maybe high rainfall, low rainfall, drought, dry spell, wet spell. There may be many aberrant condition which may be in future, but we are not sure. These events are possible. Dry spell is possible, wet spell is possible, drought is possible, but we are not sure whether it will be or not. So it is possible, but it will be held in future, and it cannot be predicted. If there would be a dry spell, then how long, how much? If there is excess rainfall, deficit rainfall, then how much? We cannot predict with certainty. Means with full confidence we cannot say. So it cannot be predicted with certainty, but it is there. So in agriculture, our dependence is on rainfall, particularly rainfall. Otherwise, there are so many growth factors which affect the crop, but particularly in rain-fed farming, in rain-fed agriculture area, cultivation practices, tillage, sowing, irrigation, all depends on the rainfall amount, and there is a variability in rainfall. So what would be the rain amount distribution? Rain is sure, it is 100%. Monsoon is sure, it is sure event. But how much amount of rainfall, how long, these are the possible, these cannot be predicted. If we cannot predict it, then there is not certainty in crop production, and there may be change in this variability. So that's why we have to change our plan. So the plan which is made according to this aberrant weather condition is contingency crop planning in simple terms. Now, what are the factors which affecting the crop in general? So if we see the variable factors, which are variable factors, major one is the rainfall, and it drive actually sowing operation, and the temperature affect the growth and duration of the crop, and the humidity affect the pest and diseases. This is the major impact. The solar radiation affect the photosynthetic activity, and the wind influences the crop to a crop damage, mechanical damage, plant damage, crop damage, mechanical damage. So these are the major factors which influence the crop production. So there is a variability in rainfall, temperature, humidity, solar radiation, etc. But these factors are not highly variable. There are less fluctuations year to year, less variation. So that's why variation in these factors do not cause a major change in crop production and productivity. But rainfall is highly variable factor. It vary from location to location, from site to site, from one region to one region. It is that the rainfall amount is different from the part which is about 100 meter away. So there is 100-meter location distance, then variation in rainfall. So it is highly variable, and because of this variation, aberrant weather condition created and it influenced the crop production. It means there is a contingency. Contingency in all these growth factor, there is a future event, future possible events, but cannot be predicted with certainty. So this is a highly variable. So most contingency is in rainfall. So what are the variability in the rainfall? Variability with respect to time, with respect to amount, and with respect to distribution. If we see the rainfall in our country, which is due to monsoon winds, so monsoon winds are 100%, this event is sure, but the nature is erratic. Monsoon is erratic, behavior is erratic. That's why there is variability. So with respect to the time, if we, the time variability is that the onset of the monsoon and withdrawal of monsoon. Withdrawal of monsoon. This is the time variability. It may be late or it may be timely, maybe early, timely or early, late, timely and early. If it is timely, no problem, but in case of late and early, there is a variation. There is a contingency with respect to late onset of monsoon, early onset of monsoon, early withdrawal of monsoon, late onset of monsoon. The another factor, this is the first factor, time, and the second factor is the amount of precipitation. Amount may be good, sufficient for crop production, may be deficient, deficit amount, cause the drought, and maybe excess, it might cause waterlogging. And the distribution, actually this rainfall is due to this monsoon is majorly two monsoons, southwest monsoon, southwest and the northeast. And in our country, this is the 75% rainfall is in whole country. Southwest monsoon is in whole country and it contributes about 75% rainfall. While in northeast monsoon, it is occur in south part of India and it is about less than 20%. You can say it is less than 20%. So in part of South India is affected by northwest monsoon, but major part of India get rains by southwest monsoon. So this southwest monsoon is June to September, and this northeast monsoon in September, August, September. So the distribution to June to August, that is June, July, August and September, hardly it is 3 to 4 months. So this distribution in 3 to 4 months may be evenly distributed. Even distributed means in all the 4 months, June, July, August and September, rainfall is evenly distributed, means in each month equal amount of rainfall is received. And maybe uneven, maybe that more rainfall in July, maybe more rainfall in August. If more rainfall in July, then it causes the waterlogging, excess rains. And if less rain, then it may cause the dry spell. So it may cause the dry spell if there is no rainfall. If excess rainfall, then it may cause wet spell. And there is very deficit, बहुत ज़्यादा कमी हो जाए तो drought आ जाएगा, drought. And drought may be early season drought, mid season drought or late season drought. So these are the variability. We see these are the variability in rainfall. So behavior is erratic and we have no control and we have no prediction with certainty. Nowadays satellites are there and GIS, GPS are there, technology is available, but and we predict the weather condition, but prediction is no prediction with certainty. We cannot say it will be 100% with certainty. So now we can predict the monsoon will reach in 2 days or 3 days and it will be the amount, but there is not 100% certainty. So aberrant condition is there, variability is there. So when there is a change in the pattern, behavior is erratic and we are doing the cultivation practice normally, then this normal practices doesn't work. That's why we have to change our cultivation practices so that we can get some crop production, food production, fodder, etc. So that's why we have to change our cultivation practices and we have to modify our cultivation practices. So this change or modification to overcome the adverse effect of this uncertainty is called contingency crop planning. So contingency crop planning is the modification in cultivation practices to overcome the adverse effect of aberrant weather condition. So these are aberrant weather conditions which are not normal and cause the adverse effect. So if we change our cultivation practice, like change in cropping system, change in crops, change in sowing time, change in plant population, change in fertilizer nutrient management, disease management or weed control, to overcome, to reduce the effect of this aberrant weather condition, then all such practices come under contingency crop planning. So this is the concept of contingency crop planning, to change the practices so that the adverse effect can be minimized. And this is the major aberrant weather condition are due to rainfall. Maybe aberrant weather condition, other aberrant weather condition may be a flood. This is very dangerous. Maybe cyclones, maybe hot wave, maybe cold waves, maybe hail, maybe storm. So these all are the extreme condition. Actually, these are extreme condition, and these are rarely occur, but these are frequent. These are frequent in rainfall. So that's why our emphasis is on aberrant weather condition with respect to rainfall. And in rainfall farming, it is very, very important, because rainfall agriculture is dependent on this monsoon rain. So that's why we make contingency crop planning for aberrant weather condition, particularly for this rainfall pattern, time and amount. So this is the concept of contingency crop planning. Actually, this contingency crop planning has some features. The features of this contingency crop planning is that this contingency is an action plan. It is an action plan. Means it is implemented. It is implemented when identified risk become reality and occurs. Identified risk occurs, then it is implemented. So it is action plan. Next is that it is for identified risk. It is, if risk is identified, means it is possibility that rainfall may be less, may be high, maybe drought period or dry. It is not for unknown risk. जिसका रिस्क हमें पता ही नहीं क्या होगा, उसके बारे में कंटीजेंसी प्लानिंग नहीं बनती है. कंटीजेंसी प्लानिंग उसी के बारे में बनती है कि रेनफॉल कम होगी, ज़्यादा होगी, क्योंकि ओवर द ईयर पीरियड हमको पता चल गया मानसून का बिहेवियर, नेचर की, कभी रेनफॉल ज़्यादा होती है, कभी कम होती है, कभी ड्राई स्पेल होता है. सो इट इज़ फॉर आइडेंटिफाइड रिस्क, not for unknown risk. Then it is the plan B. We can say it is plan B, and it is enacted when the things go differently from the expectation. Means we make the another crop management strategy. Normally, suppose we sow the crop in June and there is a dry spell after sowing, then we have to make another plan whether to go for another crop sowing or re-sowing. कि ये एक दूसरा प्लान होता है, अल्टरनेट प्लान होता है कि मान लीजिए हमने जून में नॉर्मल सोइंग कर ली, हम मानसून रेंज सही चल रही थी, लेकिन तभी ड्राई स्पेल आ गया सोइंग के एक हफ्ते बाद. अब प्लांट पॉपुलेशन कम हो जाएगी, इमरजेंसी कम हो जाएगा, तो अब हम प्लान बी बनाएंगे, या तो हम उस क्रॉप की ही रीसोइंग कर दें या हम क्रॉप चेंज कर दें, कोई शॉर्ट ड्यूरेशन क्रॉप ले लें. दैट इज द प्लान बी, अल्टरनेट प्लान. एंड इट इज नॉट ए मिटिगेशन प्लान. Is not a mitigation plan. it is different from mitigation plan. Actually, in mitigation plan, we try to reduce the occurrence of the risk, and the impact of risk or effect of risk. If we make the strategy that it reduce occurrence and impact of risk, then it is called mitigation plan. But we cannot minimize the risk of dry spell. अगर ड्राई स्पेल आएगा तो हम उसको चेक नहीं कर सकते, मानसून लेट आएगा तो हम उसको कुछ नहीं कर सकते, हमारा कंट्रोल ही नहीं है उसके ऊपर. सो मिटिगेशन प्लान आर मेड टू रिड्यूस द अकरेंस ऑफ रिस्क, कि कोई रिस्क आने वाला है उसको हम कैसे कम कर दें. ड्राई स्पेल आने वाला है तो ड्राई स्पेल को कम नहीं कर सकते हम, ड्राई स्पेल से जो इफेक्ट आएंगे क्रॉप को, उस इफेक्ट को हम कम कर सकते हैं. सो दैट्स वाई इट इज नॉट ए मिटिगेशन प्लान, एंड मिटिगेशन प्लान इज मेड इन एडवांस. कि हम ये एडवांस प्लान बना लेते हैं कि कोई रिस्क आएगा तो ऐसे करेंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल locust infestation in crop. So there is a swarm of locust and it move from location to location. Then we make a plan how to reduce the infestation of locust. Then we make a mitigation plan. लेकिन हम जो कंटिजेंसी क्रॉप प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं हम उसको एडवांस में नहीं बनाते. हम ये मान के नहीं चलते कि ड्राई स्पेल आ जाएगा. हम नॉर्मल मानसून है तो हम नॉर्मल प्रैक्टिस करके चलते हैं, वो तो हमें बाद में पता चलता है वेदर कंडीशन से कि ड्राई स्पेल आया या नहीं आया, ड्रॉट आया नहीं आया, विड्रॉ जल्दी हो गया नहीं हुआ. हम पता ही नहीं कर सकते विड्रॉ मानसून का जल्दी होगा या देर से होगा. तो हम उसके लिए प्लान कैसे बना लेंगे एडवांस में, क्योंकि रिस्क का हमें पता नहीं चल रहा है, सर्टेनिटी नहीं है. यहाँ क्या है, हम एडवांस में प्लान बना के चलते हैं. सो दैट्स वाई इट इज नॉट ए मिटिगेशन प्लान. रिमेंबर इट that it is not a mitigation plan, but it is a component or part of risk management. Contingency crop planning is a part of risk management. There is a risk of dry spell, so how to reduce the impact or effect of dry spell when it occurs, then it is contingency crop planning. Use the mulch or thinning or leaf removal, several practices to reduce the impact of dry spell. So it is a part of risk management, and it is the last line of defense. Think as last line of defense. Means suppose after sowing, after 30 days after sowing, there is no rain for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 6 days. We wait for the rains, and finally we see that there is no rain. Now crop is going to be die. Then we go for mulching or any other practice, leaf removal, thinning of plant population. So that's why it is last line of defense. We should think as a last line. Okay, so these are the features of contingency crop planning. So this is the concept. Concept is that there are aberrant weather condition with respect to rainfall, with the time, amount, distribution. Definitely these events occur, but there is no certainty. ये होगा, इंडिया की किसी पार्ट में होगा, लेकिन ये हमारे रीजन में होगा या नहीं होगा, पॉसिबल तो है लेकिन सर्टेनिटी नहीं है. हम 100% नहीं कह सकते. अब नॉर्मल चीज़ें चल रही हैं, हम नॉर्मल काम कर रहे हैं और वो चीज़ बीच में आ गई, ड्राई स्पेल आ गया, कुछ भी आ गया, तो हमको अपना प्लान चेंज करना पड़ेगा. यही जो प्लान हमें चेंज करेंगे, मतलब अब हमको हो सकता है ड्राई आ जाए तो हमें 2% यूरिया का स्प्रे करना पड़े, ज़मीन सूखनी पड़े तो अब पहले हमने मल्च नहीं लगाई तो हमें मल्च लगानी पड़े, या प्लांट सॉइल वाटर कम हो रहा है तो हमको प्लांट पॉपुलेशन कम करने पड़े. तो ये जो हम एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं यही कंटिजेंसी क्रॉप प्लानिंग है. So this is the concept of contingency crop planning. So this is very important, particularly in rain-fed farming. This is very important for rain-fed farming because in irrigated condition, we have water, we have irrigation facility. So we are not dependent on rainfall for tillage operation for sowing. So if monsoon is delayed, we irrigate the field and go for the sowing and the tillage. Similarly, the dry spell, we go for irrigation, we give the irrigation. So our dependence is not on rainfall. So if there are aberrant weather conditions, these weather conditions do not cause the harm. But in rain-fed farming, there is no alternate, there is no choice. We have no option for the irrigation. So that's why we have to change our plan. So this change of plan, which is the alternate plan, is modification, is contingency crop planning, and it is very important for food and fodder security. So this is about the contingency crop planning. Thank you very much.